This register is fake. Lord Montcalf is trying to hide something. Some items I saw in the photos are not registered here, except for the items of no historical value. Nothing. I need something to open it. The blackboard. Everything has been erased. It is a very beautiful picture. I can see a small crack. Who lit that fire? It's obvious that this manor is not as empty as it is supposed to be. I need something to open it. What is this spyglass for? In that case, who opened the door for me? I was right. Someone is wandering around the house. It could prove useful. Sand? I hope it's large enough. The lock is rusty. Besides, if the key falls too far, I'll have no way of grabbing. Lucky me! Where am I? In London or in Cairo? This powder is makeup. I can use it as a disguise to look older. It's locked. Some pieces are missing. Oh, the hat of the famous explorer, Lord Montcalf. Here is the whole collection of Lord Montcalf. I see valuable objects which I have not seen on the ground floor. If it's an encrypted message, I'll need to learn the Egyptian language very quickly. No, I need something long. I do not like weapons which I don't know. I will not take it with me. The keys must protect a lot of treasure if they are guarded so well. It's very nice, but it has no value. It's fake. Lord Montcalf had good taste. Look, there's some gin hidden behind these bottles. Bingo. It is echoing. There is a room behind. How can I open this wall? Water is always useful. Someone had dinner here a few hours ago. I wonder who lit that candle. Somebody's using this room to sleep in. Who could it be? Maybe it's the butler who opened the door for me. Let's see, to examine it more closely. I need something to open it. Is it the statue stolen from the ambassador? Strange. Interesting. The bottom seems to be made to fit to circular objects. I must prepare a torch before going further. interesting. I would say a study on reincarnation. It's just what I thought. These new bandages are just like the ones we found before. It's almost empty, but I can use it anyway. Lord Montcalf seems to be really interested in the esoteric and mysticism. I see here a book called The Book of Sacred Magic, Isis Unveiled and Imblavat. It is evidence that I can use in the future. Statue. Another statuette. Maybe I'll find more here. It's locked. All these things were waiting to be restored. It will be better than that poor torch. It is full. Lucky me. I must have made a mistake. Let's see from the beginning. Another statuette? Maybe I'll find more here. It looks like I'm about to solve the mystery. Strange, the door moves when I move. Is this some new trick? I hope it's not a trap. The panel is open. Here are the statuettes we were after. It seems like Brahman is the key to the mystery. This stone goes down when I'm on it. Is it a balance? Damn it! I do not have the fifth statuette! Oh, to lose after being so close to victory!
In fact, it is pity, Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Do not turn around. I am armed. Obey me. Hands up. I am watching you, and I am ready to shoot at any moment. Jonathan Parquet, you should be very glad to meet me. The despised nephew who was looking for the treasure. But I have to tell you, it's nothing compared to the payment I will get when I show the way to the inner sanctuary. I'm sorry to tell you that this time your deduction has fooled you. I have always been disgusted with people like you. And I will kill you, although I owe you a great deal. Do not move. Together we will see the untouched sanctuary of my uncle.
I should be very careful. I hope the ring will hold me. It feels like a powder keg. This place is dangerous, but it might be a good... I can't put it like that in my bag. I can't put it like that in my bag. Here is a good reserve of gunpowder. It's too heavy to be moved. I can use it as a weapon. Is it Jonathan's? Interesting. It seems to be number 3. It seems I can't go through this door. Everything is devastated. Was the mummy trying to burn the note? This paper is still smoking. This writing. Something is hidden just behind it. I need something thin to get it out from there. always the same sand. And this grey hair. Does it belong to the mummy? A hairpin. I didn't see this woman's trinket when I came to the hall the first time. This is an absolutely dreadful document, but I have to examine it closer. It's obvious. Levers? What for? This wall can be moved away somehow. What slaughter! Being here is very dangerous. I'll check other rooms. Some of the pictures have a message. I will take these hooks, too. This glass was smashed by something very narrow, like the heel of a woman's shoe. So much violent damage. I don't think it was caused by the explosion. Too much smoke. I can't stay here for a long time. With all that smoke around, I'd better breathe through this cloth. Well, well, one more riddle from Lord Montcalf.
Too much smoke. I can't stay here for a long time.
What is in there? Here is the final confession. This beautiful clock must be hiding something. Locked!
Thank you. Oh my God! You've activated the countdown of the new bell bomb contrived by this malicious mummy. We'll all die, and all doors are blocked.
Lord Moncath, I suppose. Is it possible to disarm that machine?
The last I noticed the devilish creature making this infernal machine, but I don't know how it works. My mama will be blown up.
Pipette. This puzzle looks promising, but I don't have enough squares. Well, it looks like there's something in this pedestal. Everything is locked. There must be a way to open them. the mummy which was here. Let's take this little bowl anyway. Let's do it! Is obvious. Interesting, but it's too dark here. This axe is very sharp and heavy. An almost empty oil flask. Here it is, the infernal bomb. candle moves in a regular manner and will soon put burning oil right above the dynamite. It's almost ready. It's almost ready. It's almost ready. It's almost ready. And now, let's hide somewhere.
Welcome, sirs. Now, our party is complete.
My dear Holmes, I would have spared you a lot of unnecessary investigations. Lord Montcalf never killed himself. He was murdered by his cousin, Jonathan Parker.
I had the chance to escape the same destiny. Would you be so kind as to tell me how you deduced it?
Oh, yes, well, I think you'll be surprised. After reading the message you sent to me explaining your absence, I made an inquiry on my side. I remember the well-known scientist, Lord Montcalf, and his shady case, an unsolved robbery in which one of his cousins was involved. To tell you the truth, this man was not very honest. The police had quite a black record on him. After returning, I found a letter. At first I thought it was yours, but in fact it was not signed by anybody. However, it confirmed all of my suspicions. Here, have a look. I know that you are looking for truth in the disappearance of Lord Montcalf. The last mentioned was murdered by his cousin, Jonathan Parker. You'll find the body of the deceased in his own manor, under the bandages of K. Parseth, mummy, and the guilty one on the place of crime, probably pillaging his uncle's collection.
Yes, quite an interesting study. I'm ready to reveal the mummy, but before I do, it's necessary to ask its master. Let me introduce you to Lord Montcalf.
What does that mean?
My dear Watson, your suspicions were not completely groundless. The only difference was that Lord Montcalf was never going to die. That is, really.
But why on earth not?
Father? Good heavens!
Here is his daughter. What a coincidence, isn't it? Let me just run over the course of events, and you can contradict me if I go wrong. My charming soon-to-be cousin has asked me to investigate the disappearance of her father. For this reason, she invited me to study the mansion. In fact, the idea was much deeper. I'm very thankful to you, miss. I now have the evidence that the mummies can walk. Watson, do you know how mummies were made in Egypt?
No, indeed I do. They use bandages and balm. Can you explain what this joke is all about?
Do you believe in ghosts, Watson?
Of course not.
Oh, they are really useful to move away the intruders. Jonathan Parker didn't notice that and has lost his life.
Is he dead?
Indeed, Watson. Killed by the mummy.
Oh, come on, Holmes, you're joking.
It has nothing to do with jokes. This manor that had to be empty was the meeting place for the whole family. Family. Lord, his cousin, his daughter, and your servant. All of them trying to kill each other. Charming company. In short, I think Miss Montcalf has lost a shred of her dress there, while Lord Montcalf, the most dead among us, is safe and sound.
What are you trying to say?
Dear cousin, I doubt that the mummy exists. In fact, if it had tried to kill Lord Montcalf, it would not have left human fingerprints on the gun as it has done. By the way, I'm obliged to say that it was you who fired that gun. Your hand still has traces of the powder.
Miss Montcalf dressed up as a mummy?
This child loves so much her father that she decided to follow in his footsteps, and her father refusing his daughter's vacation.
Oh, here is a sad case of murder indeed. Then why was there a need for your services to make you guilty? Who would believe it?
I thank you for your confidence, Watson, but Elizabeth didn't know her father was alive. Rather, she was looking for 4 statuettes he possessed. To find out the cause of death, I would have inevitably found these statuettes, which he had hidden in the manor. The only thing left was to kill me. And there was Jonathan's task, the cousin, and it was an easy task for him.
Elizabeth and Jonathan? In a plot to kill and steal?
There are families where murder doesn't mean anything. Lord Montcalf is not so innocent in this case. He was not content with making everyone believe in his suicide. He filled his manor with deadly traps, and he hid in his caves the most valuable archaeological pieces that he saves for his own private use. He's ready to kill to protect them.
What stupidity is? You're just a desecrator who's not even capable of understanding the priceless value of these pieces.
However, I have never wished for their destruction.
Nonsense! I know that you're taking me for an old fool. Everyone thinks I'm crazy, but I'm the only one here who really has his head on his shoulders.
Do you think I didn't understand the meaning of this bloody ballet around the statuette? I understand your distress as you realize the combination of the 5 statuettes that you hold could free the evil forces. But you have already taken a gruesome way to death. You believe in reincarnation, then. Why not in immortality? Your paranoia has taken you into delusion, and the doctor's treatment has confused your judgment up to the point of disguising yourself as a living mummy and committing a murder.
How can you make such accusations, and how can you believe such absurdities?
Indeed, I don't believe at all in the power of these statuettes, as I don't believe in stories about curses. But I know a sect whose members were ready to kill to get them back. One of the executors was Parquet.
Scoundrel!
But their leader is Elizabeth Montcalf. Lord Montcalf understood that, and in his madness he was divided into 2, into a living mummy to commit the thing that was against his blood instinct, to destroy his daughter.
What a tragedy.
Human nature, Dr. Watson. You should see that every day in your payments and your vacations. Tell me, Madam Watson, did she have a good rest?
Well, yes, but keep in mind that these vacations were shortened by a strange case, which began with some strange noise.
Not did fit some king is not seen of. Ist in jedem all even seen as a knock see. Hang on. Salem, do I remember some Egyptian things of stature? Can I take a look at this special book? It seems ancient. What thing? This small thing. Can I take a look at it? In case it's isn't of the chain studying and telling us this ancient thing. Well, this is what he just found in here as a young chain lad. He found these things and they visited the district. Oh. Parliament homes. This is its Dr. Earth. And that often better. What's this? Oh! God, heavens, it's a nasty picture of some person with burnt guts. All of its guts are taken out. Oh, it doesn't be in there. It's strange God's taught this sort of strange stuff. Oh, there's one. Number Potten. the sister hot dog sponsor in the music was popular. The coffin is of some artwork. There's a bunch of pictures. It's a constipated picture that got nothing about her stomach. Oh, gosh. You've never seen this in business. Is it on your standard advice? We're not kids that listen to this all the time. The problem was made in some even more young days when the people lost themselves to make some big single buildings in deserts. And they always were some things on their heads so the sun can't sizzle the brain. Sun and desert, first of all, are not always being fed. Yes, well, there are clouds in the desert. There are clouds in the desert. Always a stay. It's like the sun is always not friendly, charming beings. And this last one, it doesn't, instead of the problem, it doesn't have an relation it. Not as it just tortures, but of sticks, and some feeling of causes a lead. Topics from the stage. Yes. They are not the same as we have. Of course they're not. You can still remember from some awful smell of insect of the problem bits and some awful shit and some bumpy steps. It's not safe to visit some problem bit, and it's just terrible.